Living in rural Australia is really about a connection to people and place. My name is Tanya Egerton and I live in Katherine, Northern Territory with my husband Quentin and our 2 dogs. I was living and working in Katherine as an Indigenous business facilitator in 2016 when a group of women from the remote community of Jutmingan called me saying we're being forced to participate in a Work for the Dole program. They were turning up for 25 hours a week, otherwise their payment would be cut, and they were given nothing to do. The women said, look, we are creative women, we love to paint, we love to sew, we love to weave, and we want to start our own art centre, but we want to self-fund the art centre. We went out and sat with them and started looking at all the different opportunities for them to self-fund the art centre, and an op shop emerged as a potential opportunity. So we ended up putting a call out on Facebook looking for a couple of boxes of clothing to get started, and we ended up with 30,000 people sharing that post within a couple of days. We had 35 drop-off locations across the country. We had volunteers picking and packing boxes. And in the end, we had 700 boxes of clothing turn up to Katherine on 2 trucks. The women were absolutely astounded by the support. And within 3 months, they'd sold $10,000 worth of clothing. They'd formally incorporated their art centre and they bought all their own art supplies. The Remote Opshop Project is a network of op shops in remote First Nations communities. The op shops foster empowerment and self-determination and do 3 important things. They provide access to basic necessities such as clothing and household goods. They provide business training and enterprise learning opportunities, and they operate as a social enterprise, so the funds are pooled and then distributed to cultural projects within the community. For some of our more long-term communities, we've now developed a containerised op shop model. This serves as a model that can be replicated in other communities. It's more than just a retail space. It's a place for community to come and meet and to celebrate life and culture. Currently, we have a donor pool of around 35,000 people, and we have around 20 remote op shops. And that model has worked really well. But not a day goes by when I don't get a call from a woman in a community wanting to start this for her community. In order to be able to create efficiencies, in order to be able to get high quality stock, we're now engaging the fashion and textile industry to say, rather than sending your excess goods to landfill, you can be increasing your social impact by enabling communities to start their own enterprise. And what I've seen on the Facebook group is the women who are running the op shop posting messages saying how proud they feel about delivering this service to their community, about enabling their community to have access to clothing and household goods, as well as some of these women being cultural leaders, so they're able to use the funds to take young people out on country and pass on traditional knowledge. Very few things in remote communities are truly owned and led by the community. The Remote Opshop Project ensures that these op shops are owned and led by the women who run the op shop. We don't hold the keys. They can open and close it. They determine the money story. We're just there as an enabler to support them. I think coming in as a non-Indigenous woman and working in the Indigenous space, you have to come in here with a learner's mindset. You have to realise that you're stepping into someone else's culture. And so you have to be patient. And spending 10 years in a remote community is really just the starting point.